Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. Issue number 1 from Image Comics. So yeah, we're getting a series with the Gill-Man. And this seems to be a original story using the Gill-Man set within the Black Lagoon universe, I guess. It's not a adaptation of the movies. It's not using the same characters, I should say, other than the Gill-Man, and it's not even taking place in that time period. It seems to be set within modern times, just based off like some of the technology and things like that. So we have our main character. Her name is Kay, and she was almost murdered through drowning. She basically says that they say it's the most peaceful way to die, that you feel warm, that the brain relaxes when it's deprived of oxygen. And yeah, that's full of baloney. There is no gentle embrace by the void. Drowning is screaming for air, calling for life with every fiber of your muscles. And as someone who's almost drowned twice, yeah, I can agree with that. Anyone who says that drowning is a peaceful way to go has never almost drowned. It sucks. It absolutely is terrible and frightening, and it leaves a mark on you. I have fear of like deep water because of it. Swimming pools are fine, though. Like I don't like to be near anybody when I'm in the pool. I don't mind other people in the pool. I just no one can be like within my personal space. Otherwise, I don't want to say I freak out, but I get very uncomfortable. And as for like oceans and lakes and stuff, nope, you won't catch me swimming in those. So yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. So we have Kay, and she basically is a pill popper. And the drug that she uses, I think it's the drug that's supposed to like prevent her from having dreams. At least that's the way she explains it. But we start off with her waking up from sleep. But pretty much she's trying to stay awake constantly, and because every time she closes her eyes, she has flashbacks of her almost drowning. And the way she almost drowned was someone basically strangling her under the water. So it wasn't like almost accidental drowning. It was someone was trying to murder her by drowning her under the water. And we just kind of get like flashbacks of like what her story is. So she appears to be a reporter who's trying to track down this guy named Darwin. And Darwin is this like bald American. I say American because we are not in America. I don't know if the location of the story is ever given. I believe it's Peru. Yeah. But she's like a reporter, and she's in Peru, and she's trying to track this guy down because this guy is basically a serial killer who goes around drowning people. And he'll drown like a few people, and then he'll leave the city and go somewhere else. But I'm guessing he's not even, since he's American, and since Kay is American, she almost drowned. I'm assuming that this is just a guy who goes from like country to country, just drowning people, and Kay is trying to stop him. Kay has like contacts within the Peru, within the city, where she's trying to get like information on where this guy could be. She believes he's like in this area, so she has like a contact at the pharmacy, for example, where the lady there says that yeah, the American man came, you missed him. I called you like 2 hours ago, but Kay fell asleep, and that's why she missed him because she could have had him right here and then. And she sees like footage because there's like security camera, and she's like, "Yep, that's him. That's the guy." So she's like walking out, and she sees a bunch of people gathering around a pier, and someone else has drowned. And so Kay's immediate thought is, "Okay, it's Darwin. Darwin's going around killing people again." When there's this old lady, and she says the river has claimed another. It's the creature. The creature does not like to be spoken of. It's why it pulls the breath from their lungs and fills them up with black mud from the river. Okay, he's like, right, creature. Yeah, you could say it's a monster. So, yeah, people in Peru are saying it's a creature. Obviously, it's the Gill-Man. While Kay believes that it's Darwin. And so she's trying to just gather more clues. So we have like a point where she goes to the morgue where she wants to see the body of the guy who was recently drowned. And the doctor there is like, you can't bribe me this time because someone else has bribed me. The body's already spoken for. They're going to come up to pick the body in the afternoon. So, you can try to spy on them then. So she basically does a stakeout where she spies on these people taking the body out. And she's like, okay, these people they're not Darwin. and maybe they're taking the body to Darwin. So I'm just gonna follow them. So she follows them out into like the jungle, and she sees that it's another dude that has been taking the body, and she's like, okay, well, this isn't him, but maybe these people are working for Darwin. So, but it doesn't matter because they're on a boat with an engine, and I can't follow them. So she's just basically pissed off. And that's when she hears like some noises coming from behind her. So she pulls out a gun, turns to see like, what's sneaking up on her in the bushes, and it's Gill-Man. And rather than shooting Gill-Man or anything like that, she just stares at it for a moment, lowers the gun, and then dives into the water to try to escape. And all I can think of is that this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This is a woman who almost drowned, and it has given her PTSD to the point where she takes drugs so that she doesn't fall asleep, because every time she falls asleep, she thinks about the fact that she almost drowned. Like she flashes back to that moment in time. She's so obsessed with the person trying to murder her that she's been in the ass end of Peru, the her boss's words, not mine, for like 3 weeks now, trying to find this guy. I completely understand her freaking out that she sees this monster. What I don't understand is why her first thought is to jump into the water. Because you would think she would avoid the water at all, like if possible. She's in the jungle, she can just keep running on land. When she was tracking down these guys who had the body, she obviously didn't bring a boat with her. She was tracking them down on land. So just retrace your steps back to the city. Like this whole moment doesn't make any sense to me. I get why it's done. It's a character doing a stupid thing that doesn't make any sense to progress the plots. For me, someone who, like, again, I almost drowned. I'm not as bad as this lady here. I'm not like popping pills or anything or having flashbacks to it. It's just it was scary in the moments. I eventually moved on, but I now make sure to never put myself in a similar situation, and I avoid like oceans and dark waters and stuff like that. So again, not as bad as her, but the fact that I go out of my way to avoid that kind of stuff, and I suffer from anxiety. I have a panic disorder. I go out of my way to make sure I don't put myself in situations that will give me cause for anxiety. Sometimes that's impossible. A lot of times it's impossible, but I try my best to avoid them, and if I can't, I try my best to set up situations to make it easier. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, again, if I can avoid it, I do. So this lady, fear of the water. Why is her first instinct to jump in the water? Why is her first instinct not to shoot at this creature? Why is her first instinct not to run away on land? Why is it to immediately dive in the water, which is the thing that terrifies her the most? It doesn't make any sense. It would have been better if they kept playing up the fact that this lady's, scared of the water, and have her avoid things. And her redemption arc for herself could be eventually she's forced to go into the water and she's able to get through it and she overcomes her fear. Like that could have been something, but you work up towards it. You don't just have it happen in the middle of the first issue. But that's what they do here. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I didn't really care for that. You have this character who's deathly afraid of water, and the first instinct for her is to dive in the water to escape the Gill-Man, rather than any other options that she has. That's her first instinct. It's not like she tries other options. It's not like she tries to shoot him and nothing happens. It's not like she runs along the coast and comes across like a dead end and she's cornered and her only option is to dive into the water to try to escape. Her first instinct is to dive into the water. It makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing. Other than that, artwork is fine. I am a huge fan of the Universal horror monsters. Kind of a shame that the horrorverse didn't take off. Then again, I have no faith in modern day Hollywood to do it justice. But yeah, I'm glad to see that Universal Monsters is coming back in some form. In this case, comic book form. Hopefully, we get more Universal monster creatures rather than just the creature from the Black Lagoon. I like what they're doing. I like they're not just retelling the original movie. I like that they're basically telling their own story. The character of Kay, She has her flaws. I wouldn't say she's the greatest character ever or anything like that, but she's interesting enough. And, it's nice to see like a female character with flaws. That seems to be a thing that we don't see a lot nowadays. She is far from being a Mary Sue. So that's good. But yeah, other than just this moment of her basically instinctively diving into something that terrifies her, rather than, having this be like the character arc that we could see where she grows into eventually overcoming her fear. That bothered me. But other than that, this was interesting. If I were to grade it, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. I will be checking out the next issue. So there you go. There's Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, issue number 1 from Image Comics. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.